Welcome back. In this video, let us say there are few colleagues. There might be 10 colleagues who wanted to go for an outing. They might be working for one particular company or they have met after a long time. They have been friends since very long time. They have met now and they wanted to go for an outing. And also they wanted to have some food in a nice restaurant. Once the outing is completed, the movie is completed, they will share their expenses. So one person will be paying all the expenses. After that, each of the colleagues will be sharing the expenses which have incurred as a total. So let us see. Let us, I will take some 10 names from here and I will paste it here. So these are the 10 colleagues who are working for one particular company and they have decided to go for a movie and also for the restaurant. So what I will do is I will do the transpose here and I will select the entire range and I will copy this and paste as special because I don't want the formulas to appear. So in this there is a formula. Here you don't see the formula because I have copied and pasted as values only. I will delete the data here which I have used and I will copy this. So they are the friends. Friends FRIENDS and I will use the color code. I'll make it bold. Okay. And they are going for the movie and restaurant. For that, there will be some expenses. Expenses and the amount. I will say type of expense. We wanted to see for which they have made the expenses. Right. And I will delete this column. I will merge this one. This is the expense column. And I'll make it as yellow, make it as bold. I'll start with the expense, type of expense. For movie ticket, they have made some expenses of $650, $650. And for parking, let us say they have given around $100. And for coffee, they have paid around $55. Popcorn in the movie, they have paid around $75. And let us say they have had burger. For that, they have paid around $80. And fries, they have paid around $75. Soft drinks, they have paid around $110. And some people add tea, they have paid around $75. And water bottle, we have around $100. So these are the total expenditure what they have made. And if I calculate the total, so the total is sum and select the range and close the bracket. So this is the total expenditure for movie tickets, movie ticket. and also for the food what they add during the outing. And let us say there are some people who add coffee, and some people add popcorn, and some people add burger and fries. So for movie ticket, I'll make it as 1 for, because everybody has gone to the movie. So let me make it as 1 year. And parking, basically everybody will be sharing the parking charge. For that also 1. Some people add coffee, some people add tea, some people add soft drinks. So let me choose John, Eric, Rose, Aiden, Caleb. They add the coffee. Popcorn, Harry, Ramon, Sarah, John, Rose, Freya, and Caleb. And coming to the burger, Ramon, John, Angelic, Aiden, and Freya. Fries, let us say Harry, Sarah, Eric, and Rose. Soft drinks, let us say Ramon add the soft drink, Sarah, Eric, Angelic, Aiden, Freya, and tea. We add 4 people who add the tea. Water, I will copy 1 for everybody. So all the people have add the water. So now I wanted to calculate for each of the colleague how much they have to pay. They have add some of the items, but they have not add some of the items. As per the share, how much they have to pay for this particular total. So that is what we are going to calculate. Based on the consumption, what they have add for the food, we will be calculating the share. So what I will do is, I will format this header. I will make it as, I will give the color code. So I will use light green, and I will also make it bold. And this one, I will make it as light yellow, and I'll make this as bold here. And these are the expense. I'll make it bold. Let me give blue color. And this is the expenses. So wherever there is a 1, so that particular expense as met by that individual. So now movie ticket, all the individual has to pay, and parking, all the individual has to pay, and popcorn, few of them add popcorn, so only those people will be paying for the share. So likewise water, everybody will be paying their share, and for the tea, only few people who add the tea, they will be paying their share. So let us calculate the share per individual. So what I will do is, I will calculate the total expense, total expense, okay, and I will drag this and zoom little bit. I will also do the merge. Total expense, I will use a separate color. So I will calculate the total expense against each individual. To calculate that, I have to use equals, then select the expense, type of expense, which is in B3. Then I will use sum, then open the bracket, then select number of individual who have to pay the share for 650. So basically it is 650 divided by 10 people, and $65 $65 per individual their share is. And similarly, if I wanted to calculate, then I will select this, then divided by sum, open the bracket, select the range, then 10, like that. So what I will do is I will drag the formula for other cells and I will get the result. So now, because water bottle $100 and it will be shared by 10 people. So 100 divided by 10 is $10 per individual. We have the total expenditure here, but we don't know how much Ari will be paying, how much Raman will be paying, how much Sarah will be paying, how much John will be paying, because some of the items they have not consumed. Some of the items they did not add. For movie tickets, yes, definitely, because they have watched the movie, everybody has watched the movie, and they have to pay their share. And parking, they have to pay the share. And for the water bottle, yes, they have to pay their share. But like coffee, popcorn, burger, fries, some of the individual didn't have that. So let us calculate how much each individual share will be. For that, what I will do is I'll copy the header, name of the individual, and I will do the transpose, then select the range, then close the bracket. I got everything in vertical. I will copy this. I will copy this and paste as values only. And this is not required. And this is also not required because I have already transposed into vertical fashion. And let me bring it to different column. And I will format this as normal cell. Let me cut and paste in column B. Okay. Now I'll say name and shares for the items which they have consumed. And I will also do the format, color code, and name. I will use the name. I will use green color and make it bold. And expense shares. So what each individual will be paying, so that we have to calculate. So let us calculate the shares which each individual has to pay. So I'll correct this spelling. Expense shares. So what each individual will be paying according to their share, let us calculate that. So for that, what I will do is I will use the SUMIFS function and then open the bracket. I need to select the range. I need to select the range for Ari. I will select the range which is C3 to C11. Then I will use comma, and the criteria is if this particular range has 1 in that range, then sum the range. So which range it has to sum? It has to sum this particular range, right? Yeah. And yeah, double quote, comma, and this is the sum range. So basically, this is the range which it has to check for Ari, and the criteria for this range is 1. If it has 1, then you sum the total from M3 to M11. Okay. Now close the bracket. Okay. So Ari has to pay $114.46 as per this share. So let us also calculate for Raman. I have to use equals, then sum, then sum if, then open the bracket. For Raman, I need to select the range. Okay. Then I will use the comma. Then in the double quote, the criteria is 1. If it is having 1 in the field for ramen, then we have to sum the range. The range is in M3 to M11. Close the bracket. Okay. You might be wondering, why can't I drag the formula like this, right? It will not work. So if you check the formula here, it has taken the range from D column, which is D3 to D11. And if you check for the Sarah, it has taken the same column from D4 to D12, which is not correct. For that, I will delete this. And I can actually have a shortcut for this. I can do one more thing. I can copy the formula. I can just copy this formula here, and I will update the formula because it is not D3 to D11. It will be E3 to E11. E3 to E11. And the sum range is same, M3 to M11. Okay. And enter. And again, I will copy the formula. E we have used, then F. I will select F3 to F11 for John, then okay. I will use SUMIFS, then I will select the range, open the bracket. John is done, Eric in G column, then comma, then the criteria, which is 1, then comma again, the sum range from M3 to M11. Okay, some mistake I made. I'll check the formula. Okay. Okay. I have used dot here. I should have used comma. Okay. Fine. So what I will do is I will copy this formula again. I will use it for Angelic. Now Angelic is in H column. Instead of G, what I will do is H and H, H3 to H11. I got the result. For rows, rows is in I column. I will paste the formula, then I, then I got it for I column as well. For Aiden, I will use J, J3 to J11. And Freya, I will use manual. I will use the manual formula update. Then what I have to do is sum if, then open the bracket. For Freya, I have to select the range. This is the range for Freya, comma, criteria is 1. Wherever there is 1, we have to use that as criteria for Freya, and comma, then the sum range. So wherever there is 1, you only sum from this total expense. Okay. Because here we have already got the individual expenses, but we don't know who has to pay how much. We have the total expense per individual, and we are checking how much each individual has to pay here. So what is the share per individual, right? Sum if, open the bracket, and I will select the range, comma, double quote, criteria, double quote, and comma again, sum range, which is M3 to M11. Let me calculate the total, and let us see if we are able to match the total expenditure. So total equals sum, and if I calculate the sum, it has to give 1320, right? Yeah. So we got the 1320, which is the total expenditure what has been met during the outing for watching the movie and going to the restaurant. So each individual, they will be paying according to this particular share. Okay, I'll make it as bold. And if I wanted to do the format, I can format the cell. I can do the accounting. I can use the dollar symbol. Okay, and I will apply the same accounting format for this, and also for this, and also for this. Right? I'll make this as bold. Bold. So this way you will be able to calculate the individual share which has to be paid whenever you go for movie or for any outing or for any restaurant with your colleagues or friends. Thank you for watching the video. If you like the content, please subscribe and share the video. Thank you and take care.